Hi toddlers, today I brought a book called Cindy Moo. Let's see, there's a little girl and she's reading a book, and look, Cindy Moo right down here is trying to figure out what's going on. And as the little girl reads, Cindy Moo gets a little bit closer. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such a sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon. Over at the Diddle Farms, a little bit past 8, the cows all heard a nursery rhyme that caused a great debate. Diddle Cow stood in the barn and listened to each word about the cow that jumped a moon, amazed at what they heard. Across the moon? Cried Buttercup. No way, said Honey Bun. The moon's too high and much too far. It simply can't be done. And as the cow scoffed at the thought, a voice rose loud and true. Why can't a cow jump to the moon? That voice was Cindy Moo. The cows began to argue. Each took a different side, but in the end they all confessed that none of them had ever tried. So Cindy Moo raised up a hoof and said that it was true. If cows could jump the moon, by golly, I can too. As Cindy Moo waltzed to the field, the others gathered round. She jumped that moon with room to spare in one grand bovine bound. She pawed her hooves, she shook her head, and she ran and picked up speed. And with a mighty moo, she jumped across a prickly weed. Oh, right there. Told you so, said Honey Bun. Too bad, said Buttercup. Cows weren't meant to jump the moon. Why don't you just give up? But Cindy Moo ignored her friend. She made a solemn vow. She'd jump across that silver moon as soon as she knew how. The next night, after grazing, she caught a stunning sight. The moon was perched up on the hill, a ball of silver light. Cindy Moo let out a snort and charged up to the top, but when she reached the grassy peak, she skidded to a stop! Oh my goodness. Instead of staying on the hill, much to her surprise, the moon flew across the grassy ridge and back up to the star-filled skies. Oh no. Cindy Moo plopped on the ground. Would it be for naught? Jumping to the moon, she said, is harder than I thought. Back inside the barn that night, the worst of all came true. The rain clouds swept the moon away. Now what was she to do? She couldn't jump what wasn't there. Perhaps the herd was right. The moon and cows would never mix, not then or any night. But late that night, when raindrops stopped, she peeked outside and found the moon had slipped down to the earth upon the rain-soaked ground. Look, there's a puddle, and Cindy Moo sees the reflection of the moon in the puddle. Cindy Moo kicked up her heels and ran with all her might, and with a happy moo, she jumped across the moon that night. Look, she's jumping across the moon. Her friends came out and marveled much. Miss Moo, you've done it now. A cow really can jump the moon as long as she knows how. And they said, woohoo! You did it, Cindy Moo. And ever since that rainy night, the cows do not debate. Whenever rain clouds pass their way and it's growing late, they gaze upon that petaled moon and jump it 2 by 2. And guess who leads the diddle herd? Who do you think leads the diddle herd? Of course, it's Cindy Moo. The end. Bye, guys.